Well, early on, when I first sobered up, I had some experiences with some. My father was a Teamster official, you know, and he ran a Teamster union, and I had been blackballed by the Teamsters at one time. So, you know, if you get blackballed by the Teamsters because they're all shape jumps, you know, you got to be in bad shape. But anyhow, as I started to clear up, some of the bosses used to ask me to help some of these guys that were having trouble. So they knew that I wasn't drinking anymore. And I had some kind of a semblance of what that was all about. And, you know, some of the guys I would take them to meetings and things like that, and they sobered up. So when I started working with the police department, that was my first program, you know, then the PBA got involved. So we started to make it as a kind of a, you know, a mutual, you know, kind of a situation. So some of the guys, when they'd come up, we could either get you know, one of the PBA guys to come up to talk to these guys, or one of the managers, you know, the other officers would come up and start sharing with them. So I was geared toward the working man. You know, I was geared toward the unions, and, you know, I was just in the right place at the right time. And as these programs kind of grew. I was also pretty fortunate in the beginning because there weren't that many facilities around. So when the fire department, sanitation, these other programs set up the programs, you know, they started to use Glen Acre Lodge because that was the thing that was available at the time. And then as a result, like early on, most of the guys that come through the programs early on wound up becoming counselors. So we had a, you know, kind of an association with that. So we kind of grew together. And then we started to learn together. We started, you know, went out to the college in Jersey, Rutgers. Went out there a couple of, you know, for the summer schools. You know, and I remember when I got out there, they told me that, you know, whatever I know now, I'm going to be twice as confused by the time I leave. But, you know, it was a way to get some credibility for myself and things like that, and finding out. And then sharing with other people and kind of get along those things. So I found out that, you know, I had a very strong union bond myself from, you know, growing up, and, you know, my father was an organizer. So working with the working guys was really, you know, kind of a plus for me, so.